Thank you very much, Ma. I would like to start my debate by saying that this country belongs to all of us. Whoever, whatever, whenever, wherever, it belongs to us. And if we destroy this country, we will destroy ourselves, and we will leave a very bad legacy. I think it is high time for all of us to start advocating for peace. That thing we call priceless, that thing that makes us stand here to talk. If there was no peace today, nobody will stand here to talk. And what has started, even before we were born, up to now, I think is what we need. We don't need any new strategy that will jeopardize the peace that Allah the Almighty bless us with in this, our motherland, the Gambia. Since then, when I was going to school, I heard people saying the smiling coast of West Africa. But now I think it's the crying coast of West Africa. Look at what is happening. Example, I was the leader of a house, and I built some things very, very good, and somebody comes again and wants to destroy everything. Where are we heading to? If you destroy what we built in more than 1 decade, and Allah made you to stay here on only 5 or 3 years, God forbid, because you don't own yourself. Maybe before the end of my 3 years, my time does not elapse, God can take me. Look at what was happening. You sit and drink or eat with somebody, before daybreak, you hear that that person has gone. Are we not thinking in that way? Are we not thinking in that way? That we cannot do everything. But let us try and do something that is good, so that it will be a good legacy for us. When we do something, all of us will know that this is good. But when we do something bad as well, people will say this is bad, even in your presence. But in your absence, it will be worse. Because even what you do not do, people would not like to see you. And they will say so many bad things about you, even those bad things that you didn't do, because of your one bad thing that you did. So I think I will start my debate by bringing this to all of us, and to us, the National Assembly members here. Let us try by all means to advocate for peace, no matter which party we belong to. For me, if my own party does not do well, I will stand and tell that party that he is not doing well. But if the other party is doing bad, if my party is not doing well, I will tell my party that this party is not my party is not doing well. But at the same time, if an other party is doing good, I will stand and say that this party is doing good. So what is stopping us from doing that? Just for the sake of our country. Not for the sake of our parties. Because if the country is not doing well, I don't think you will have the guts of standing and talk about your party. I think all those things we should stand and think about. This country belongs to all of us. We are here with persons with disabilities. We are here with babies, newly born babies. We are here with the elderly. And God forbid, anything that happens, what do you think will happen to those people? We want to be as selfish as possible, all of us, including myself. Do we want to be as selfish as possible by knowing that, this is for me, let me create whatever happens in this country, I don't mind? Is that the type of country that we are looking for? I don't think we are looking for that type of country. I think when we are doing things, we should stand and say, some people are here, they are vulnerable. What about if I stay there and use my social media, maybe go to the WhatsApp and insult somebody's mother, insult somebody's father, and the family responded, then at the end, what will happen? Anything can happen. Look at Rwanda. It was the Tutsis and the Hutus How many people were killed in Rwanda? This tribalism, we all know what it can bring along. Regional, religious-wise, we all know what it can cause to a country. But what about if we want to give it a deaf ear and continue doing what we want to do? Let us sit and think twice. And I mean both the incumbent, the political parties, the party leaders, the party militants, all of us, we are all one, and we should be one. You have seen the Manding cause, married to Wolofs, the Jolas married to Fula. We have all seen that, the intermarriages. We all attend our funerals. We all attend everything. But the way I say things, I'm not happy. And it's a call for concern. We should talk about it. In fact, I want us to go to the radio stations to start advocating for peace rather than listening to lot of music. If you go to, how many radio stations do we have? But all the radios you open, we are hearing music, thinking that nothing has happened. And something is very alarming. We have to talk about it for the sake of nurturing peace. My brothers and sisters, peace is so important. Let us nurture peace for the sake of history. History is here, and it will stretch its long arms. I always talk about it. Now the other thing I want to talk about is this thing. It's so disheartening. Let me talk about how many average Gambians tenant can pay $5,000 in a single room. I mean rentage. You see, it has gone. I always have this problem. I want to talk about rentage in this country. I think the government should come up with a strategy to make sure that the Gambians can have a very good house to live in. Rentage is a problem, and it's getting higher and higher. Even if you need a house, you will go to the agent, you will pay that agent. It's not the same from the money that you are going to pay when you stay. And you are going to pay, if it is $5,000, you are going to pay for 3 or 6 months. And then the other thing is, sometimes you don't pay in Gambian currency. You either pay in pound sterling, or you pay in dollar, or you pay in euro. Do we live in those countries? And what is the essence of, is it that the government is not taking care of his people? So I think we should try by all means to make sure that we strategize on this rentage. The other thing I want to talk about is the market. Let me put it in one because I am only having 15 minutes. The market and the fuel. Even today, I am told that fuel has increased again. It's just maybe within 1 or 3 or 2 weeks. The fuel is getting higher and higher. The cost of fuel. And the cost of living. We said that the Gambia, we had a lot of fish. People are coming to take our fish. But now we don't have fish. Even chicken is more cheaper than fish now. If you go to the market, you want to buy a bunga, it costs you, if it is $25, it will be $30 to $35, sometimes $50. I think these are really things that we need to talk about. And then the other thing, I want to talk to Mohas about the visually impaired education. We don't have anything that we can use, especially when they are integrated in the other schools. If they want to go to school, they will just go to Govi to acquire the necessary needs, the necessary equipment that they need. So, what is Mohas doing about the visual impairment? It's through special needs. When we talk about special needs, it's more for visually impaired and hearing impairment and organization of learning difficulties. Those are the ones that really need the special needs. But when it comes to physically challenged, they only need the structures to enable them to access the buildings. But when we talk about special needs, it's the visually impaired, the hearing impairment, and the difficult learners that we call Gambia Organization Learning Difficulties. So when it comes to visually impaired, we need braille material, we need audios, we need tactile for feeling. That is when it comes to drawing. And all those things are available. I think persons with visually impaired should be included in the policy making. And then whatever you're doing, you involve us so that we will tell you what to do. Because I was listening to the PS, and he's saying that, well, yes, it's true. It's only one school at Goovy, but that school was not provided by the government. It's only the land that was provided by the government. But the whole school was built by some philanthropists. So I don't think there is any school built for visually impairment. And if you say, if you build this school, you will only have 2 or 1, I don't think you know. What you should have done is to discuss and talk to the people rather than taking it to the air to say something really that is not so. But please, come and then we discuss more, and then we tell you what to do. And people with visually impaired, even if we are giving the proper education that we need, we can even be the king of the world. Do you know why? We are doing things wholeheartedly. And we want to make sure that what we do is the right thing. And we want to make sure that when we make mistake, people will say that because of his or her visual impairment, that is why he or she is making mistakes. That is why
you have about 3 minutes more.
Thank you. That is why we are trying by all means to make sure that we do things at the right time. And please involve us. So, in order to end, what I'm saying here is that let them involve those type of people in your policy making and in your decision, so that everybody will be included. Because if you look at EFANET, they are saying education for all, but sometimes it's not there. And the other thing is that plans are on the way. Let plans come. I don't know when plans will reach. We should always make sure that if we fail to plan, then we are planning to fail. This country belongs to all of us. Since 2016, we have been talking the same thing. I don't think what we are saying sometimes does not yield any progress. Because we are standing here talking, and I know next year, God willing, the same thing we are going to talk about. So on that note, I want to shower my blessings to everybody for passing the disability bill and saying that everybody has a disability in one way or the other. And nothing for us without us. And I am calling the Gambian government to make sure that persons with, we don't only need this bill as a cosmetic. We want it to be implemented for the betterment of persons with disabilities. Thank you.